Hello, my name's Christine, and I'm working on a project with Julie, Deanne, and Erin on teaching tools and using technology for teaching. So the task that I had was to actually look up and research QR codes, which I had no idea what a QR code was prior to this project. So I'm really excited about it, and I have found some great information and great ideas to use them in education. So you're looking at a QR code in the screen now, and that QR code actually takes you to a website. So by having a QR code scanner, that will take you to that website. So QR code stands for quick response. So as I said, it was developed in Japan in 1996, and it was used for tracking motor vehicle parts. So it's been out around for quite a while, and with the development of mobile phones or cell phones, and especially our smartphones because we have access to the internet, they became great mobile scanners for QR codes. So QR codes can hold website URLs, it can hold plain text, phone numbers, email addresses, and anything really that is alphanumeric data. So it can store up to 4,296 characters, and it is recognized globally because they use the standards ISO 18004, and they are very big in Japan and Europe and the UK. And a few years back, and now they're getting really big in the USA and Australia. So a definition that QR stuff have there is print-based hypertext links is what they are, which is a really good explanation, really, because if you scan it, it takes you straight to that website or that YouTube or that information. And once you've scanned it, it stays in your history of your phone, which is brilliant. So if you don't have time to look at all the information, at least you scanned it in there and you can go back later and have a look when you've got an opportunity. So I think that's brilliant. Here's some examples of QR codes, different colours and different items that it's been put on for sale by owner, and then you've got a QR which have the details. The poster there I think is quite interesting too. It's a poster for a film, and in the centre there's a QR code. When you can scan that QR code, it actually takes you to a trailer of the film that you can see what it's about. So I think that's really good. They can be used on wine bottles or on cups, on T-shirts, buildings, vehicles, all those sort of things. So as I said here, here's some examples here. Buildings I think is interesting. I think we should have one on a university or a TAFE building, and then you scan the QR code and it takes you to a website which shows the courses that that university or TAFE offers. I think that would be brilliant. So just food for thought for marketing. In education, it's starting to be recognised as a great tool for teachers, and it can provide links to websites, to Facebook, extra learning material and resources for your learners. Also, it can be used to review learning materials that the students have used, for instance, books or magazines or manuals. The students can have a review. They can do it audio or visual text, and they can put it into the QR code. That could be put on that resource, and then students who are thinking about using that resource can scan it and get some feedback about how others found that material. Answers to assignments and extra work. Now, to keep students engaged and motivated, it's great if they do want to take on extra work that we have it there for them. But the challenge that teachers have is to get all that work corrected also. So one way of combating that is to have a QR code with the answers, so students who are doing extra work can actually correct their own work, so they still become motivated because they're getting that instant feedback on what they're doing. So that's a really good idea. Extra tuition when looking at objects or trying to solve problems such as maths. Now, this I think is fantastic. Like, for instance, if you had anatomy and you had different parts of the body, and on the different parts of the body you had a QR code which would take you to a YouTube video of the function of that part of the body, or a website with information about it, or case studies, or things like that. Or it could be if you have maths problems, it could, the Khan Academy has some great tuitions on different maths problems, so it could actually take you off to that Khan Academy, and you could see a video on that problem solving, on that formula and how to do it, just as an extra learning tool. So there's some great things that you can do with it. Enabling learning to be fun by having scavenger hunts to allow learners to problem solve and find the end result. It allows movement while students are learning or being assessed. Now, at first when I thought scavenger hunt, oh, it's probably more for the younger ones. But as I researched more and as I thought about it more and discussed it with others and so forth, I realised, no, scavenger hunts are for all age groups. Everyone loves to have fun. Everyone likes a little challenge, and we like to solve problems. So scavenger hunts is a way of having fun and learning, and you don't even realise you're learning because you're having fun at the same time. GoTave did a project recently where they had QR codes on different plants. So in the horticultural department, they had different QR codes, and the students could scan the QR code and get information about that plant. So that is a really great way to have these scavenger hunts. You could have a list of questions. You could have the students go out and they have to answer those questions by scanning the different plants and finding the solution to the problems or the questions that have been asked of them. So that could be a good way of using your QR codes in the outdoors. Breaking up the classroom with different activities on the QR codes. So you could have different QR codes at different locations in the room, have people break away into groups, and they have to scan that QR, which will give them what their project would be. Create awards, badges in QR codes. Again, at first I thought, badges, that's probably more for your younger age group. But as I researched more and read more and talked to different ones, I realised, no, badges are good in adult education also, because people like to be rewarded, and it's a feeling of I've achieved something, and it keeps you motivated. And this was reinforced to me just a couple of days ago when one of my colleagues is doing an online course. So she was showing me the online course, and she was really excited about it because it was had some really good information, and she was learning lots from it. And then she said, oh, look at all the badges I've got. So she was showing me the badges of what she achieved. I thought, oh, okay, this reinforces what I've been doing, that adults do like rewards and badges. So that was really interesting. You can have links to work in blogs, either have the QR code on a hard copy, as well as, so you might have a hard copy with information, but then you could have a QR code linking up to a blog on how that work was developed. So it could be a film of making the project, or it could be a blog reflections. Even with the Mahara, the e-portfolio that we're using, we could have a link to the secret URL of our Mahara e-portfolio, which could have our blog, which has all our reflections. So that's another way of using it. Okay, so what do we need to use QR codes? First of all, we need a QR code creator, and the one that I've been using is www.qrstuff.com, and I'll show you that after, and I'll have a link to that for you. You need a smartphone with a QR scanner application on it, so you just have to download that from the App Store, and they're usually free. If you haven't got a smartphone, you could use an iPad. You can also use an iPod, provided it's got access to the internet, and you can also use the webcam on your computer. That's another way of using QR codes. A place to store material to the internet is if you are creating QR codes, you'll need somewhere to put your information so students can access it. For instance, if you've created a film, you need to upload it into YouTube or onto a server that the students can access. It can't be on the internet. It has to be accessible by the public. It could be websites, that type of thing. So very, very easy to do, and you don't need a lot to make it happen. These are some of the references that I used to develop my presentation. 7 fun ways to use QR codes. And again, if you've got a QR code scanner, you can scan that, take you straight to that site. This was an interesting one from Monica Burns, using QR codes in the classroom. Another one was Simon So. This was a research paper on QR codes that he presented at a conference in Hobart in 2011, and it reinforced what I was researching, and it talked about how it was QR codes have been taken up in marketing and promotion and how it's starting to work its way into education, and gave some great examples of ways it could be used. Now, this website is brilliant. Now, if you're just starting with QR codes, this is a great one to go to. It's got 50 QR code resources for the classroom. So it takes you to a lot of sites, and I will show you this website before I finish so you can see what I mean. But it's a good one to start with because you've just got all these resources that you can go to. One of the resources is this one, 40 interesting ways to use QR codes in the classroom. So that one, it gives you a direct link to it. And QR codes teaching, Andrew Miller. So it's another one that uses. And this is the link to the www.QR stuff, which is the QR code generator. Now, I'm just going to take you quickly to that website, which I was talking about. This one is created by Charlie Osborne. And these are the articles and tips, 50 resources. So we've got lots of resources there, 40 interesting ways to use codes in classrooms, QR codes in classrooms. So there's lots and lots and lots of articles in there and resources. And resources, software and lesson help. So it sort of gives you ideas of how to do things. And, oh, it's great. So have a look at that. I think you'll find that really interesting and really useful. The other side I want to show you is this one here. And this is our QR code creator. So what we got here is all the different types of data that you can put in a QR code. So you can see there's lots of things. A URL to a website, a YouTube video, Google Maps. So you can have a Google map come up there. If I clicked on that one, it actually just wants the latitude and longitude, or you can actually put in an address and it will take you there. Twitter, Facebook. I'll just do a few of these. Plain text, so you can actually type in plain text. Now, you can see I put a lot of text in that one, and see how the QR code becomes quite dense. So you've got to be careful of that you don't have too much text in there, because it makes it harder for your phones to pick it up. Telephone numbers you can put in, Skype calls, SMS message, so you can put a telephone number and the message that you want to send by scanning the QR code. Contact detail, I thought this was brilliant. There's two here. There's a V card, which is quite a lot of information, and then the Me card. Now, I did the Me card the other night, and I put my name and details in there, and then I got my phone and I scanned the QR code, and it put it straight into my phone. I was brilliant, and I saved it as a contact. I thought, wow, how easy is that? If you had your contact details, people could scan it and put it straight into their phone. Brilliant. Events, you can actually have this go straight into your event calendar. Wi-Fi login. Now, this one apparently is not Androids only, and you can have a SSID and a password, and that could link you straight to the wireless Wi-Fi login. PayPal buy now link. So that's interesting. But it's in, like, when I click on the different ones, and if I put in information, it changed the QR code straight away. For instance, this is a website. This is Simon So's paper, but I'll just do something a bit different. And just go through that. I'll click on that 50 ways. I'll just find that one again. Okay, looking. There it is. Okay, I put it up there and I go Control C and I'll go back into my QR code creator and then I'll just paste the QR code link and that automatically changed. I click on download, I open it, here's my QR code, I go File, make a copy, and then I can just save it. And there's my QR code. Now, once I've got the QR code, it's a PNG file, which is an image file, and I can insert that into a document. I can insert it into a website. I can insert it into my Moodle shell. I can print it. I can email it to someone, or I can put it onto a product. So how easy is that? It's just 1, 2, 3 steps. You can change the color of your QR codes. So if I wanted to change it to purple, or I wanted to go to green, I might have different colors for different subjects. So that's possible too. So I think they're fantastic. I think you'll have fun with them, and it's just something new. And I'm just going to finish off with it. The principal goal of education is to create men who are capable of doing new things, not simply of repeating what other generations have done. So this is new. This is using technology. I think you'll find it fascinating, and I think you'll find your students will love it. So give it a go, see, and make your lessons more interesting. And yeah, let me know how you go. Thank you.